again. Banach Eoil, Wachali, Ordain. The lucky get a far two for it, Lesson Emmer, and a shahir Cork, Erin Sea, Bachdog Line, Winterstack, a last league shoe, the Thorhig, Sean McSharrick, the VO, Agus, one she's fan board, you get Polo Quinnig, Sorhe, Peace and Son, they get Eileen McCorrick, I guess, Sorhe, you get Brian Morho, Weltermach, Harris de Vline, Kick Tevline, Evegan, the Horpig, I guess Sinead Brian Morho. Wollestach a last lee, Sean de Barrow, the Mac in the show, I may have wig. Witted and son, I get Dahi all the join, and Macadimi Hall Macaun, Shahe Macaun, I guess Kalish Dientig and Marco Sullivan, Martian kicks fire the VO. In Hall Macaun, Wollestach a last lee, I guess Ronan Golochton, Captain, Derigi Council, Shane Ronan, or the Mido de show. You must say the house is fat, so that canish, Elmore or the Fach. Agus an ordas fad dus na tusa he roar do agus briano Cork sort fell do or raw Eden ach erach zoet sorge stegen son de get dahi de boefke Winterstach a last lee you know Cork reached ach die wilshire raw ide sho he dahi de boefke Winterstach again dahi agus an kiet colleen again dahi de boefke the VO Kusma the VO ended.
Very good start from Mayo because in the semi-final they played badly in the first half, but straight away now they've got into it. And I think an indication of this is that two kicks were blocked down on Cork defenders there, and it shows you the great spirit of this Mayo team, and they've taken their first opportunity.
Agus cím go bhfuil ahrú diantaige Mayo tá dahi de búrca an lántasach ag gimmert de mohide gúine agus Anthony ó Ilkin ag gimmert de istig a láslí mar lántasach go Rian ó Corcoran is dólam díirich mar a bhí sa chluthe lechanis. Snémar tá an leisha tosnathe go Rianos an haid bhfuilteach an sunna ge príbhín ó daí de machgadí lápáirce agus sé né taigó gólínse ó down maid agus í bhuiilteisteach sa chúna go dí pólóruid go get buinte de pólóruid go get másta búrca déirigh í bhuaileisteach go dí dáhí de búrca calís déantar ráhí de búrca steach go dí rónán á golachta éimi he bhuaig áfach agus planta amach go dí pádraigh ó héigerstig strapid am mór fid é seo agus Ieracht a dhéanamh Corpaige chuir an ónsaí seo hé seo sa bhó caibhánig isteach go dí Sean de Barrow, seansaige Sean de Barrow, cad a dhéana sé? Seo hé Sean, bhuiilteach a ríistige go dí seo sa bhó caibhánig, túra sé fé scór, bhuiilteisteach go deasaige i John Hole, ach sára histig ige bara ó Heffernain. Bara ó Heffernain, bhuiilteach aige, agus bhuiilte le na choran aige Eileen McCorrick amach haris a daobh líne, kick taobh líne na VO. Agus an Paltasa, Polo Quinnig. Polo Quinnig isteach a láslí, Brian ó Corcoran a léime agus a councúna caide, anna felladóid agus ordamánaí. Agus é sin dianta go des an sunna go príbhín ó Harachtáin, ach talís dianta sun Polo Quinnig. An atóg séite ag an multóid, más ó Cavail agus Polo Quinnig is dólam go me sé ceart go leor. Eide hen a hasaf a ríist. Dimar sé siúd le pláiste bhid agus pádraig bí láhan muici agus i midín sé sínsir lena chlub. Agus is dólam go bhfuair sé siúd tí le cum an sacr West Bromwich Albion chomá is fecht tí seachtaine ach chomá tá Corcaí chuid a dalamh agus róca bheith príbhín ó Harachtáin príbhín ó Harachtáin agus i midín sé siúd idir teánach le bean trí i róch go bheith alt déirna a gortathe i mar sé le gaidim scoilena Corcaí a bhuaig craibh na héireann chomá.
I think, Michal, an indication of the heat that's out there on the pitch at the moment. Two of the Mayo players have already gone to the sideline for drinks and the match is only a few minutes old. So it is very warm out there at the moment.
Lá anna héad mar sin test na gréineán agus bhfuil ní he test na gréine ha go rasta bhí na Harachtáin ach gortúach é ceart go leor éirithe na hasamh a ríist agus inis kick sair a bheith geanta VO agus do chinna omidirstig. Chinna omidirstig a hócaigh an council. Go sé siúd ógan óhaint a ríist am déint chún dimar sé le pláiste íorlathe buama agus dimar sé sna tusa hilótha an ríg sa chluthe canis ach calís déanta san ar haigógó líonse se hé haigóg Haid bhfuiltig maith aige siúd agus Corcaig an ónsaí an tar an na hatslatan san dóibh Marco Sullivan bhuiilteisteach aige siúd go dí Sean de Barrow, seansaige Sean de Barrow ar scór Sean de Barrow agus Colleen. Tá siad ar cóscór inde
I think that was a beautiful score by Sean Barrett, and they're breaking from midfield and very fast to set up attacks, and he has shown that he's very dangerous in that left foot. A beautiful point.
That's no craven here and with the hand and his tush can bleed a shoot like guidance spell on the horse quay as immediate share. It is Vianach, Homa, less Roy de William, Agus Hawalish Cohenrodele, the Sor Vornali and Parsach, the Elmida Sule, Dornali, the Sawig, Park of Croke, in over Tashegama, they're not door, the sticks of oil, I did get in the sugar. And Hyde Bultamakadi, Lord Portke, Agus Shahemi Hall Macaun, a Jerry Wallace Dackady, Dahi de Buska, Ach, Briano Corkroin, Remishamach, Shahe Brian, Lon Holy Hortby, Agus a Dian of Gomagadisa, Anna Hongracht and Devline, Agus Council Higami Hall Macaun. Hal Macaun is tegen Lars Liga die de Golaki, Paul Macanmara, Butte, de Gefakno Klein. Sorry, ik heb Master Boerke. Shahen Boerke, gewoon nog meer. Wiltemach, ik heb Shahen Groot Macola. Groot Macola, of een Gollik, is zelf de Kaide, die er gewollen die Sean de Barode voor de Colleen test uit je wien. Shahen Sean, ik heb Kalish die het. Ik heb Pergel of Kustelen. Pergel, hij ik de Borg, maar onder die. As a chlohele canis, ik heb Wintigele Corcorine. Mac Jaffair, de Tony O'Shea, de Carach, of I had a Celtic. Ach, Shahe, Groot Macola, of Bailen Hollig. Baravig in de Vanur, Richt, en Dintje Goin, Oberhint, Renos. Kalish, Dentonson, Achna O'Clein, Agus Kicksair, no Hige, de Horpig. Horpig, immer, ik ben in de Griechen, kan nog weer, Rolloider, Fat, Aspra, Ongreen. Agus de volgende het co-score. So slash shacht number 3 in and so about the Croke.
I think, Mihal, that the Cork defence are getting to grips with the Mayo attack, and Brian Corcoran, particularly at full-back, is showing his experience at the moment, and they're getting a grip on the Mayo forward line.
Shahe, Podrig o Mahona, Deshige Podrig, Drukik o Podrig, and Baltuson near a Metalish. Agus Kudva scoring, I'm Shahe, Ige Podrig, the Hotfix, the Frame Comortus, Gudisa. Immediately shoot, it is Vianach, no Dimmershe, immediately it is Vianach, led by an Hollig, I guess Shehog and the 30 in the pad on the boy. I guess shows the Vokavonik on the Vele Eget Fara. Was the master of the finish of Hagestigan. Corpig, Diana Gomagadis, like a church chance to get Sean de Barroid, if with Colleen Hanaroid, and Vaishan Tarna Colleen. Machtlich gefol, die weit. Ro, I think I guess Kenna on the stick and son, I guess Anna Hossen Gentle, Kenna, I guess Kicksair Gnohe W.
In the Connacht Championship, I think the star Mayo player was Kenneth Mortimer at left full back, and I think he's a player of great promise, and he's playing very well so far today.
I guess Shahe Kenna, I guess Kick Warada, Gentle, I guess. Wiltige, die get a Hudden on sea, Sarah, sticks of Huine, and son, I get the number of who. Shahemayo, as kilometers to get reached. Anna Hongraft and Devline, Row Ada, it don't Devline, Emihemach, Agus Martian, Kickschlasse, the Hotbit. Agus and Balthasar, Donald Callahoyne, or Hoogless, again of the Nur and the Dick. Agus desolate flushed in the whole spell, Wiltemach, the Podrigo Hagerstig, a Mashka Hain, a Stapperi, Tygo Golinche, Agus Shahe Marco Sullivan, Coimer, yes, was the Cork Veganish. Anna Wall and Son, again shows of Okavonic, Wiltiga Tapping, a Shantiga Polaroid, Jagas, mere Hogshen chance. A Shakaron. Chance marker a move, get Cork Big ended. Shahe reached.
Yes, I think that Cork went for the quick free there when they were in a scoring position, but missed the point. That certainly was a chance lost.
Ach, Shinner of Eln, near Eln, edit the free, because she shin, it's for real. Well, to mark a lot, Port, Shahe, Paul Macanmara, the VO, or Akel and Tafsa, Kelmore Faderstach, a Joe, Rohi de Buska, Dohi, the number of Hule Kele, Emihemach, Harish, and the Bline, Agus, a Jern Gurte, Dahi de Buska, Machi, Martian, the number of Hole, Kick Tevline, Weltige, Shaheron on a Golochta, or the Meadow, they have Pascal Lanamo, Stella Hall, the number of Hole, Machanish, Grief, Achno Klein, Shahe Polorwick, Ach, Winterhoff, he gets lost the Buska, Agus, Emihemach, the Freem, Irwick, Martian, Kick Tevline, the Holo König. A Lars Lee, agus Sára go deas, bhfuilteach go dtí Clíví, bhfuilteach go dtí Marco Sullivan, seo heach, I dtíar go tlí dhéanamh tar anna láidir. Steach, go dtí Bíalabháide, bhfuilteach ige an son, ige cynna mac muidirsta go dtí Seán mac Searrig, mac a lár páidce, agus Calais dianta Clívín ó Néil, Clívín, a bhí gimmart sa Chlíháin, a gimmart ar na hat slat in Ugloho, mac le Liam dar nó. Bhí gimmart leis an Gaillimh agus aithne bhaithe indeed, agus tréáil for an Mayo, Spec Tamil.
Yes, he served Galway well in the past. And I think last year he played on the same team as his son, so that you had father and son playing on the same club team, and I wonder who took the orders there.
Well, sin sciol le stocha, láhan na huidir, Cork ag an saíach, Sára heige fergal ó cuistala, fergal a ránaíochta tusa he chaid gimmart sa cúil, bhainte stachad sonnaige, I do gáhí de búsca, a machanis, go dtí TS mac é, TS a chaid gimmart mo, Glíháin, agus, well, Elín McCorrick, captain Corcaí, Calais diantaige Elínir, agus kick sér bhainte go tapaige stachcaí Clívín ó Néil, seo he Clívín inis, an dúra sé fé scór, a lá slí, léanach i tóig, Stachad John Chúlach, ní sé fada dóhin, Sára heige Clívín ó Dír, bhfuilteach go dtí Brian ó Corcráin, Díana, a díana bhana chosint, go dtí taigó gólínse. A bhaintseach a bhóla stachad son go dtí Clívín ó Harachtáin, ús maitha chur ige Corcaig, leis a gluthe, agus é sin dianta go glótaige Clívín an bhaid sé scóranis. É mecht leis go fóil, bhfuilteisteach agus, well, drochdaíomh chu aige idir gceansan. The higher the deas,
No, certainly not, because he did everything right and he showed great perseverance. Even though he lost the ball, he regained possession again, but just unlucky with the final effort.
Marsin gan Natalia Corpig o hef na scoren na Clívín o Harachtáin and Baltason agus Polo Ruid go héine vín idir the free idir defni hert das na Cuilín. Corpig agus iad idir nún saí rána himaracha a iad fara godísa gné pádig o mahona a haríis de cynna omidirstig sár chosim sár imirst a dhéanamige na Mayo. I go lín sé me haris agus é sin dianta godáige Anthony O'Ilkin bhfuilte amachige go dtí TS mac é seo he TS inis bhúgvéidir a stahad a tuairt fé scór a go bhd éireann bhd an héad a láimh lé an bhfuil sí méthe a sí méthe inis. Róna ná golachta agus a díhil diantaige ach bí son rómhada a díhil.
I'm afraid the Mayo forwards aren't showing much direction at the moment, Micheál. They're playing as individuals and they're not making use of the open spaces at all.
Agus cór na gaithe ige Mayo na scóranna anna ísal ar fad Cúlín ón daobh sos le síno matí díag imar mithe. Clívín ó Dír. Láistin Striberín bhfuilte macha gearfach go dtí Paul McConmara agus deisige Mayo ar an ón saoine seach seo Elín McCorrick, captain Corcaí. Agus adol i Jonah Caide Pádraig ó Mahona. Council hygad asig Pádraig, congracht an daobhlín, bhfuilte steach go dtí Polo Ruidcige. Pól agus é cosantinis. Ar a naine me bheith gimmart istig sa chuine, ar nas go dtí an gapdain Elín McCorrick ó Réna Hinimo. Agus é sin dianta go asig fergal ó cuistala, anna fel sa versa. Bhfuilte steach ige siú go dtí Clívín ó Néil. Seo he Clívín agus é tuairt fé scór a haríis de iarmh sé fada a róhint leis an iarachtan. Agus an chaid me go dtí Donlo Calacháin. Donlo diarag I bhóla go dtí glúd meach chóla ach trohiarach do Donlo Calacháin amach haris a daobhlín. Róna ná golachta, bhfuilte steach a lás ríg agus I mithe an son amachchas fáláimh ráhí de búsca agus seo héad Corcaig agus glúd meach chóla a diarag Corcaig a chuir an ón saí. Bhí ó Harachtáin dhéon sé sin go deas a steach an son go dtí steach go dtí Marco Sullivan ach Corcaise chur a fé bhar kick sér nó héige de Corcaig. Pádraig ó Mahona, a hópaig an ceansa. Cúgvéidir a stahad nó marsin, díreach tah mod an lína cúgvéidir a stahad. Agus I gcuine na gaithe é chuí a áil í tír ó láide. Bhfuilte go deasig go glóirtaige haris a drasnán.
That was an absolutely marvellous kick by Pat O'Mahony. If we saw that in the senior game, we'd be amazed, but a beautiful kicker.
Anna íireacht ar fad an son ag gcuine na gaithe agus é teh mud an lína cúgvéidir is lahad be sé anna hástal sin an fiad scóra go fáda go mahona agus an tarta scóra go Corcaigh chun cíine is anóin iad a bheith gibert I bine na bhíthe tus le ceúid a chluig imar a mithe ach gan iad a chuí a bháin chun cín a bhío. Mara ó Heffernain agus Rónán ó Gulachta Calís Diantidig ag Glód Macóla.
Mayo's big problem is their full forward line hasn't come into the game yet. They're being dominated by the Cork back, so perhaps we might see something from them now.
Harachil Marsin agus Besheshud I dhérig Mayo chur an ónsaí Paul Macon Mara agus Dimmer Sheshud le Callum Scullen a Mayo bhí sé gimmer go bhfuil trí blian na Scullen bhuiilteteach a charíis de cólathe lán cólathe chorcaí díana bheith aus fadistig sa chuine blian mór ó Corcráin teachtamach buinte go chuige fihí na Harachtáin ach fach nó cleáin teachta gaudir agus dáhí ó lideáin I dhérig heideáil da Mayo har hascarí Paul Macon Mara He Paul agus kickúr ó fóldastech Rónán á Gulachta anna miróide fersa sára miróide Rónán ach súleanna gíarach meadar nó ní hé Rónán a bhí an bátasanacha Macdonacha agus seansa stigitsan a méla hóla bud sí me haris a grastáin anna Hansen bhí anna Hansen Fadanson ag an Pivino an éil agus í nó a bheith dáhí de bús go bhí an in le agus í me haris a grastáin.
Well, Micheál, the full forward line have come into play now, and that's one score. And with a bit of luck, there could have been a goal because it just went over the bar, which was great thinking by the full forward, David Burke.
Déagláán Macdonacha a bhfuilistechaí agus sinné dáhí de búscanson agus dáhí a chur díad a charis a drasnáin agus an tála Corcaigh nach cúla bhí an. Anna chógracht an Dave Líne, T.S. Macaé. Agus mi hamach haris a Dave Líne, mar sin kick Dave Líne na Corcaigh. No. Ja. Bhuiilte fanna Dave Líne, a suas an san gorí Seosibh ó Caibhánig. Seosibh I dhérig I bholasteach a lás lín, bachta go deasig a Pivino na Harachtáin. Agus an air a bhfuil sin Council. Agus Council he go glóte an son ag Sean McSharrig ach iarach leháirithe mi hamach haris a Dave Líne agus kick Dave Líne da bhío. Anna chosan dintan Baltason ag Sean McSharrig anna bháil san air ach an Council bhuilte go hol amach haris an Dave Líne a ríist ag más de búta. Marsin seansaige Corcaigh agus seo pádra go héigerstig. Anna chláta de fil in fersa. Bhí sé san Astráil caicís an irig, bhí sé gimmartas na minúid an irig chomá. Bhuiilte nóna isige go dtí Seosibh ó Caibhánig, seo Seosibh seansar scór agus anna choilín ag Seosibh.
Another great effort, and I think that is the difference, that the Cork forwards are opening up the play. They're keeping it wide. Mayo are not doing that. They're playing the ball in the centre all the time, but there's great depth to the Cork attack, and that point came from it. See where the ball was played right across the field instead of going for his own score, and the full forward Joe Kavanagh was on hand. Very good score and a combined effort. That's the difference between the two teams at the moment. The Cork forward line are combining, whereas Mayo are not.
Agus anna haíige Seosibh bhí sé siúd den nóid Corcaigh an irig agus gimmert ibrid sé síir le rinne hníach se Rónán á Gulachta bhuiilteteach sa fúnig a siúd brí dáhí de búsca dáhí agus iarach leháirithe ag brian mar a chó anna chosan dianta go brian de Corcaigh go Baltasa. Agus sin dianta go deasta go más de búsca Calís dianta ar a múscach ag fólarúid bhuiilte go tapaige se Rónán á Gulachta I dtéirg chur gorí Pivino an éil well, here a Pivino tapaige óhin agus se Sean de Baróid agus bhuiilte I cheann chomá an Baltasan ach in éan le an chaid fachta stiganson ag dónlo Calacháin agus bhuiilte go gorí Sean de Baróid. Kick Dave Líne de Argal ó Cuistalo. Se Paul Macon Mara. Anna chosan tar fad a dhéanamh ige lán chólathe Corcaigh an Baltasan briana mar a chó a ríist ach fachtanis ige Paul Macon Mara. Paul agus chuinmh caide a háiltige an hallár páisce a láthar na huiide. Agus seo Pivino an éil, deisige Pivino
Once again, a lot of aimless kicking by the Mayo forwards, and they're trying to kick points from far out where they're out of range instead of combining and passing the ball, but the other forwards weren't running in support. I noticed that nothing has gone right for Mayo captain Ronan Golding. He was one of the stars right through, but even though he's trying very, very hard today, nothing is working out for him.
Bashan Timple, Genomati, Focus to Fiedler, Boyd Huihe, again Mayo, Agassiat Coolini Roin, Pendedic, and Cork. See Coolini, get Cork, or Coolini, again Mayo, the Shahe, Partner, or Cloin. Agus me he wig af akri dahi de boefke, chance get dahi the forward for it post score against dahi de boefke. And Theo Coolin again Mayo.
Another great point by the full forward David Burke. Now he's showing the way to the rest of the forwards because he's scored 2 good points and he's capable of kicking them over from 30-40 yards out, whereas the rest of them are not. It's his perseverance here, even though there are 2 defenders, he breaks through the tackles. And a wonderful kick. That's what Mayo need at this time.
Agus Maradeje ended ha dahi de boefke me histach Lashley in is reached me histach Lashley Selina Lantasach agus Deadland McDonough in is me gedien Gooni Tess agus Anthony Oilkin gedien Gooni Clay. Bashan ha hishin dien tuga shahe Anthony Oilkin takka he non gedien Gooni Clay ach reached the Revetalish ana passing to Baltas and get Don Lock Halahoy.
Once again, nothing going right for Ronan Golden.
Agus Kalish dien to and son Edward Sullivan. Bashan kicks there with the hot pick. Agus in Edo get Padrigo Mahona on and so. Hier term mod en line koel verder staat, maar ik in die stoesje, ik ben in de regen. Wel, Lashley, green dier of Hashem Baltasar is just op de minute, kom in Chinese jukkeren. En hij de uit Harrische dras na de Lashley na maar wien, maar mag je afdien bjokli ha nog behesse in is. Mahona, agus Wiltemach, Joan Koenige, ach Council Histig, agus Pachte Histig in is. En zondag Padrigo Mahona, reached, Wilte, stach, Lashley, geschoken die Pachte ook klein, ach reached. Wat roade, ik heb al even die shit. Daar is pas je shooter ook, maar je moet je wachten, riem, goede gewassen toerie, wie ook rot again. Was het kick, hoe verder gestaan.
I think, Michal, it's very interesting that even though the conditions are ideal, the scoring is very low, and I think it's a sign that defences are on top on both sides, and the marking is very close.
Waschen gan een heid roospilte, jemert gedisa, agus aan Baltusse, de chef Pivin o Harachtuin, a hoping council, Lena Kitoik. Pivin, het is great testwachte, de Gelsen de Geggestel. Leonson, le Cork gestochen, Lee, aan de Horen, of Watko Sullivan. Die machine maakt de riem van de Gole hebben jou marchen kick hoe verder is dat reached.
Mayo lived very dangerously there, Michal, and they were lucky. They were lucky they didn't have a goal scored against them.
Padrigo Mahona marchen en Baltas agus en Council Gaulish Green Deed on it in a ranch shade in Coolin. Schachnomati, it is shin agus Lehammer, agus Gandon for him and the wood believer agus a vehicle lord in Sul Evershi. Shahe Padrigo Mahona is agus reached already Björn Roade and gave the live play.
I think, Michal, what this game needs is a goal to liven it up. It's pretty dead at the moment and there are a lot of opportunities being missed. So if we had a goal before half-time, I think it would really set the place alight.
Gemacht Maschine, der Bio. Barrow Heifer 9. Wird gemacht John Koenige, geschehen an der Barrow, reached hier Zood, Mehemou, agus Pachte Gedesse, Ronan Golachte und Baltussen. Wird die Stachel Lashley, agus Mayo, Corridor non Seat, yes, Macae, Alish Dinted. Pivin O'Neill, a hoping counter. David Pivin, le Washte Earlahe, is Tushkim Lena. Hoe verder is lekker no machine, maar gewoon goal. We gaan hier achter weg, dat Jo eenmaal de kaart nou ik. Ach, goal heeft wat bij aan de reen, weer nog kort kruinen. Mag die Eileen Macarik.
I think Mayo has bad tactics. Kevin O'Neill, the centre forward, taking a free from so far out, because it means that Cork have an extra defender inside and they had the advantage when the ball broke. Centre forward should be in the scoring area.
An Maltoid in son agus stoilm goil fis a chor roine go cholathe rioge mas de búrca. Rodegen tará let másige agus kick tevline bheith ann do rio agus polo pinnig bhfuiltige siúd de halá slí bliana Corkráin a ríis de bolla na caide lí hána hansan go dí bliana mar chó. Charde baróid bhuiitige fergal ó pistol fergal a gháil isteach a Corkise go fé agus masin kick sair gnóthe ige fergal do rio a ríis an Kevin O'Neill a gimmert in the hot slot a hoping counter.
Once again now Kevin, unless he is capable of kicking it over the bar from here, it's leaving Cork with the advantage again with an extra man inside to defend.
Pamelín Björk have modern line goed verder staat voor de Griege. Wat is daar al liegen Shahe? Olmak van Mara gasana vroeg verredig pas een toilet hard voor je aan de weg dicht die ticket van Shannon Lloyd agus the shin start pulling against Olmak van Mara.
Now here we had the midfielder showing the way with a great point. We thought he was covered by 3 defenders and we thought that he had the opportunity lost, but he regained his balance and his poise and kicked over a great point from long distance. Peculiarly enough, the last 3 Mayo points have been kicked from good distances. Excellent point.
Ieracht Polenson, en we hebben het dras naan, agus dan keerdoor se glohe, ha Mayo en we hebben geen agus onodí an son tí tacht de báid ke de Mayo beidir sinné sémas so bradig, beidir go gearga ve gemist I gimmerste. Ach, an immer til alle reiges Cork ge den onsi, ge sjá hesjó se vokk hevanig, chance ge Cork kvart ste hage sjó gri Sean de Barrow, de vai sé cool. Ana ha an son ge Barrow headline. Agus en der in the well league, as me histach der in, me histach.
A wonderful forward movement, and the Mayo goalkeeper Kevin O'Dwyer, Barry Heffernan was in very hard luck because he almost tipped that ball around the post.
Anna Eirach dientige bara a chi me histach en hoin sár gíhil an sonir agus wasin sin cóla horig anas blaga da Corkig.
I think this is an indication of the great movement, the way that how dangerous the Cork forwards are when they get going. And look at the goalkeeper here from point blank range. A marvellous save, but just wasn't able to deflect the ball high enough.
Anna Eirach der Havail masin diente ige bara a heped in erich wasistach an lientanid and on gur Galvig Rishi Sara hige.
Now Mihal, we have that goal that we were asking for a few minutes ago, so perhaps this game will really get going now.
Agus Corkig I mehechin keen. And that huid, kenna omiderstig and son. Ríist bíana Corkráin agus talís dianteid agus sár chluthe á dhéimirtige de Corkig. Máin ómad idir sin agus le hama.
Certainly Brian Corcoran has shown all the experience that he has gained in both hurling and football, because he's dominating today in his position.
Agus seo farile ha gimmert go maithe in a hat slap, Marco Sullivan. Bhfuiltige siúd go dtí Pádraig Ó Mathúna. Ach, Sara hige nefisach ige Sean McSherry. Agus, wel, der útbjörg dietsige dahi de búrk agus brían ó Corkráin teachta díd in arútsan. Agus Sean de Barroid, an farag aimsig an cól, bhfuiltige desige dí Polo Ruid. All agus Dalov, true team pulled. Kinne hero adige.
Great defending by the Mayo defence there. 3 of them surrounded them, but they didn't foul, and it's a free out to Mayo. Great defending.
Masin in nómat a bháin idir sin agus le hama. Ácholín faras báid ige Corkig in Mayo. Rána himara ige Tara ige Corkig a dísa se hepi vín a harachtain. Even agus Derek Mechtesteach Chenamak Midderstig saw Post Dientige Baltavani Ledawayo. So here at Twig, the Jessica Podiga Mahona Gadi shows to go Kevonic, Shansiga shows in a large Lee, on Dora Shefe Hole, on White, back goes Sullivan, Colt, and Halo Islands out to get Barrow Heffernan.
Wonderful save by Barry Heffernan.
Shahid Cork Hole, Marco Sullivan, Gadi Podiga Mahona, Shahid Podrick, Jessica Queen Dida Halash Lee, went to the hard, Nietzsche, the Mehe, Tashi Mehinish, Harashan Lee, and Shankar.
Certainly Barry Heffernan is keeping Mayo on the game because that was another great save from him.
Shahé, shows the Dr. Vanig, at the end of it, Lee Staff, Vinigus Birch Kurogohigas, Pass Love, Wilte, Amach, and Sunday, Agus Anna Havoil is fat again Barrow Heffernan. Ronano Golochter, at the Eric Splaga again, who's the VO. Shahé on Kennedy, manning in the point, for Brodick, with the static issue, and Ishkudi, Dahi de Bourke, and Harish, saw Walter Stig, again, TV no these, Agus Shine, Lehama, Agus the Costa took a hello, again Corpig, on Ericsson, and Giffaro, Rauna Hemera, again Corpig, Sikietla, he had the Gimmert, a good in the Behe, Hawkolin, Paraspodico, Iglehama, he and the Tree, Corpig, Kirikulini, Igamio.
He had a chest. He had a chest cold and just went to strain him, and that was it. And oh, it was a pity, but what can we do?
What about the psychological effect on the Meath team? A player of O'Rourke's calibre and class is going to be a major blow to your prospects.
Well, two things. It's a major blow because Colin O'Rourke is and has been sort of Meath for 14, 15 years. Why I say there's two things is because the second thing then is we come down to our own squad, and they won't be found wanting, and they've had gone through all that they've gone through, and having reached an All-Ireland final. Not only would they owe to themselves, but they owe to Rocky as well.
Having gone through such a strenuous championship campaign, do you find extra pressure on you today?
Marty, it's I'd be worried if it wasn't. If there wasn't a few sort of butterflies down there, but if we can get them going in the right direction, I don't mind, you know. There is a pressure, of course there is. Of course there is.
And do you think that because Cullum is missing, that actually the Meath players are going to be extra determined, even if that is actually humanly possible with the way they've played all through, to win it for Cullum O'Rourke?
Well, they'll be determined, and they'll be very determined. What we'll have to wait and see is whether we're good enough or not, but we'll give it a good shot. Okay?
Well, there's one supporter. She may not know whether Colin O'Rourke is playing today for Meath, but I'm sure it will be music to the ears of a lot of Down supporters in the crowd this afternoon. Jimmy, the news that Colin O'Rourke is definitely not playing, that has to be a psychological blow to Meath. Sean Boyd, I think, betrayed in his face there.
It must be a major disappointment. I mean, he has been one of the players of the season, and of the last 5 years, really, for me, I think he's one of the outstanding players in the game. And
in the twilight of his career,
exactly, it's very disappointing. He's had a fantastic season, and it's most disappointing not to be starting in the final for him. But he's very important physically for Meath up front. He does a lot of donkey work, brings a lot of players into the game. I know the Meath players look up to him an awful lot. But you know, Michael, in a final, it can work in reverse. It can have a big effect on the other players. The guy coming on is going to be out to prove a point, and they'll be able to prove a point and try and win it for Colin if he can't play. You know, it can work in reverse for them. You know.
Brian, speaking of the guy coming on now, we don't know at this stage who that is because Meath haven't announced how they're going to rejig their forward division now, or indeed probably their team maybe. To speculate, how do you think Meath might play it now?
I expect that Gerry McEntee will go to the middle of the field with PJ Gillett going forward. But it'll be very, very hard to replace Colin O'Rourke because his father influence in that Meath attack for a lot of years is only to be seen to be believed, because we played them both in league and championship last year, and the man that pulled the strings in the last 10 minutes to carry the game for Meath was Colin O'Rourke in both fields. And I think it'll be a definite spur to the Meath side, possibly in the early part of the game, but overall I think it'll be a definite plus to Down.
Well, Brian, while you were talking, the Mayo team have come back out onto the pitch here to talk about the minor match for just a moment. Cork leading by 2 points at half-time. Do you expect them to go on and win from here?
Yes, it looks very ominous for Mayo because they're facing a freshening wind and they haven't put the game together, although the midfielder McNamara has given them a slight edge in the middle of the park. I feel that the quality of ball coming to the inside forwards leaves an awful lot to be desired, and Cork look to seem to have a wee bit more penetration up front and they're putting the game together a lot better than Mayo are.
Mind you, Jimmy Barry Murphy, the Cork goal, I suppose, was something fortuitous. Worked very well. He got in very nicely for the score, but the Mayo keeper, well, he nearly denied him.
He made a great effort to save it, and he was unlucky in that it rebounded over the line. But Cork forwards look better. They're more threatening in possession. They use the ball better than Mayo, and it looks good for Cork at the moment.
It does. I suppose the other factor is that only 2 of the Mayo players have scored. Their full forward has got 3 of their 4 points so far, so they're hardly distributing the scores fairly well.
That's right, and some of the ball they're bringing to their full forward, and it's terrible. It's very high ball, and not giving them any chance at all. The Cork fullback is dominating the entire area there, Brian Corcoran, and not giving their forwards any chance to get onto the ball at all. As I said, Joe Cavan, full forward for Cork, it's very dangerous in possession, and he's using the ball very well.
Oh, Jimmy, here come the men from Cork then. Well, as we've often said about these minor matches here, and as has been proved many times indeed as well, you never can tell. 2-point lead, well, it's not a whole lot. Let's rejoin our commentary for the second half of the minor final then. Let's go back to Enda Collar and of course Micheál O'Shea.
Good mahagat Michael, agus Mara Dedenshiv. Mayo agus iad hácholín an derig a láhar na huide ach ní raibh Mayo ní rimrí ar rón a fad sa chiad sa chluithe le cheannas sa chiad le agus víidir aus fad sa tarna le rasin caus daine cad a héiteach amach a tús curra leis an tarna le agus sehiad Mayo builteisteach an son go dtí O'Neill ach builteá ag Eileen McCorrick agus an Timido is fear a lá páirce I Mayo gan éana go Paul McNamara chalíis dianta an sunid agus fis áthar ag an muir ag an multóid chóirleiste ach be sé ceart go leor Paul McNamara ó Achill agus chomha chéana Micheál McCown a dalamh sinné Micheál McCown an parallel a hagimart a lá páirce ag Mayo.
It looks bad for Mayo when you see the 2 midfielders down injured at the one time, but McNamara in particular is having a great game and he's keeping Mayo in at that midfield. Very strong player and great spirit.
Well, McNamara ceart go leor ach sehe Micheál McCown a gimidíon sínsir le bíalacha na muice agus is stoilm gur buach ar a súd sa chiad chréibh gréibh sa chiad bhauta de chréibh an chuntaí tá cór leis ach a réir is stoilm go me sé ceart go leor ach mí ábharach go maith de Mayo go réibh an Verte lápáitce gortathe agus gan an imirt ach díreach tosnathe ach McCown ceart go leor agus mar sin kicksair I bheith gealta Mayo Pihín O'Neill a thugin Counson. Counson bhfuilte go híisiil ag Pihín O'Neill agus bhfuil sin moltóid is stoilm so beag an moltóid in Counson a chahabh an áde. Bíana Corcoráin I déanamh go Mahanson annach lána déantaige de Chorpaig agus ní raibh atá Didinson le Paul O'Ruid Sehe an Kennedy a bhainnig ar a bhharcra buinte steach a láslí agus seansa go rón anna golachta Colín go rón an Captain na fórne.
Now Micheál, that's the first combined movement that Mayo forwards have put together. A lovely movement, and you had the half forwards, you had Ronan Goulding running through from midfield. Now they must run and support one another like that, otherwise they're not going to win this game. But this was certainly the best movement they've put together for the whole game.
Seamus O'Brady,
you can see Seamus O'Brady when he gets possession, looking up, and Ronan Goulding coming in at full speed and taking the ball and over the bar. Now the forwards have got to work and run like that if they have a hope of winning this final.
Mar sin níl idir na fórne ach éon cholín a bháin agus sehe Padraig ó Hégartí go bhfuil na caiide go dtí Clóid Mac Cóla. Sáirithe go deas ag cinna ómaidirtaigh ach bhfuilte amach haris a daobh línaige.
Kenneth Mortimer is defending brilliantly as usual, but some of his kicks have been rather careless and he has kicked out over his own side on the sideline on 2 occasions. Losing a little bit of concentration with his clearances.
Clóid Mac Cóla sáramána é seo chomá le Bríana Corcoráin ach níor bhfuil sé an Counson roada. Sehe Bríana Corcoráin agus gaisce á dhéanamh go Brían in ucht a Chorpaig agus bhfuil deirig an sun leis an lán tasach a stoilm seo sa bhócha bháin ag sábeach sa drám a thuirt na ceann Mac Searraig ach thug sé ar cosa leis
Certainly, Micheál, Brian Corcoran was a sub on the Cork senior hurling team, and he's catching and kicking like a senior player here today because he's getting huge distances with his clearances.
Bara o heffer 9 and so, kind on kicksha, and kicksairsa a hogan to VO. Rastel Bara Vadim Skull Fresh Iwelina. Ultimachige, Inish Giri, Micheál Macaun. Micheál Macaun, I say, Derek Hudden Sea, Shemus O'Brodick and Tonodi, Cleavin O'Neill, Stachalashi, Shantic of Yosha, or Master Stachanson, or Wilkin, and Brodick and Cleavin O'Neill, Namachanson, Giri Donlo, Calahoy, Giri Girod Macola. Shahid Mayo Fos, Anthony Wilkin.
That was a wonderful movement by Mayo, once again Ronan Golding running into the open space, but a marvellous save by the Cork goalkeeper Kevin O'Dwyer. Here's Ronan coming right through the defence again like he did on the last occasion when they scored. Great. Yeah, hit the ball very hard, but perhaps he went for the wrong side of the goal there with his shot because the other side was open. But certainly a great save by Kevin O'Dwyer. But Mayo at least are running.
Agus Corleisha for it Fibin O'Dwyer, Bullboyd for Quee, a lot of the way this, Dolim gun, then you must not cool it, or Willish. Agus Shahid, Machine Shit, Tach the Stach, but he fought your Croke, Agus Bolte, Agus Fihe. Acharompe, Schnee, Ayana, Stach, für die Marke Croke gekommen, von Lahishin-Shit. Agus, hit camera, Agus, wacht an, Lanunte Stach.
Once again, a wonderful effort by Paul McNamara. He decided to go on his own and he beat 3 men and kicked it over the bar. Certainly he's given great example to the forwards around him and the Mayo players around him. He has started a great Mayo revival now.
On Padlock Port Commission, agus Wacholín, Aimshihige, agus Shohe Richt. Paul McNamara.
You can see the perseverance here and the strength he has to carry him through the Cork defenders, and then a great point with the outside of his right foot.
On Hyde ige Marco Sullivan, the Horpig. Joseph O'Kaivanik, Shohe Joseph. Joseph is Shelliv Gafoil. Wilter Machanishigagadi, Marco Sullivan. Mark, near Hook Shefe Gadida, Kamakadi Fach no Klein. Agus in Erin Lay Shacharon ige Fach.
Good combination again from the Cork forwards, but Collins endeavouring to score a point from far out was just wide of the mark. Now the stage is set for a good finish, really.
Shach Nomati Imehe, the Forne at goal score. Agus Machta Stephenson, Ronan O'Golochte, Derek Hortemacha Hashe, the Viho, Pivin O'Neill, Agus Aline McCorrick, Shohe Pivin. And on Goody, Shemus O'Brodick, Antonio Dai, Edian of Gamaho Hine Shade Boy, Hasana Ord, Agus Passa Hame Hemu, Ige Viano Corcoran Rish. Wiltemach Ige Shoot, Podrigo Hagerstig, Passoud Mehemu, Shahed Dahi de Buka, Targawit Chipolini, I'm Shahigadis again. Richt, Viano Corcoran, Hashe Shoot the Stafanoid. Rahir of Twig, Micheál Macaun, Almore Ord of Hall, Kaunana Hontoro, Emil the Carnoige. Kick him off, be the Tussa hit, sticks the Carnoige style.
Now I think it's noticeable that Ronan Golding and Kevin O'Neill are coming much more into the game for Mayo, and they're providing great assistance for David Buck.
Sure Hegload Macuolo. Bert Corgo Hege. Agus Kalish Dinted. Down Father Wig. Marco Sullivan, Dola Jonah Pedic, as Shahish on the Baroid. On the Baroid. Cork and Sunley, the Hiola Down. Diana Corkroin, Baltavoin Ellie. Agus Anna Wailig, a Podigo Mahona, Mehawig, we need Master Buka. Master Buka, a ball on the Pedic, we need Polo Pinnig, in the Depsa. Ball. Dachten nach Huidige, die Schiemes op Radig. Diana Corkroin, we need Podigo Hegerstig. Hegertig, die Podigo Mahona. Mahona, Stech am Yellow Voide. Agus Dommerstig. Council the Kide. After Maclehead, the VO. With it up Radig, Podigo Mahona. Shahin Mahona. Down on the R. The Emil the Carno again. That demo with the old son again. Fargal or Kristala. Or Kristala, Goody McGowan. McGowan, agus sí Mihawig, Bhín O'Neill, Kalish, Dianta, Ervi Hall McGowan. Modern Lini, Kugvedder Stahat, Denomati Mihe, Sher Kulini, Ondayer, agus Shahid, Korpig, the Cossington, Tygo Golinche, Stach Sakunigri, Polo Roek, Shantig a Pole, the Master Stach, agus, Mihály Paul and Sunby, Anna Yeshige Paul, their score I'm sure, Nivisha Sostelishi.
Another great chance wasted by Cork forward line.
Arslan Goyle and Balkerson, Mithreen on I'm sure. Nashim, we should the VO. Mefta Stackleh, Sean de Baroid. Dierige Forgri Marco Sullivan, Shahe Mark, a chance of scoring a mark. Acha reached a Shakara. Hopefully, a Kurmug perfect ended.
Cork are missing some great opportunities, and certainly they might rue this when the game is over, because you don't throw away opportunities like this in an All-Ireland final.
Ábhainn scamalach a láthar na cuide, agus Marsin gan nach líon a taine bhisteach a súile óla a chorpaí agus cén bhfuil onadaí tí teachta a bort na chorpaí a sé ris síos a suas fada taobh líne ar a bheith Alden báid gerénos ach an immert a dul a raig agus a tíirigh teachtamach lethe Polo Quinny.
I think that was a very bad decision, because Polo Quinny did his very best to come out and clear that ball.
Agus Beidir godach onadaí ar a báid finis na chorpaí Beidir. Ik sér ha andóid a hópaig Podigo Mahona ar dúis. An Mahona agus a Counson bhuilte go deasige ar a sé drasnáin agus Podigo Mahona.
Another marvellous kick by Pat O'Mahony. Certainly is a great striker of the dead ball.
Agus inis cíimiad go bhfuil onadaí a teacht ar a báid I get chorpaí. Meddalum a bit Dunbara o Mahona, Chef Dunbara o Mahona, Taka ar a báid agus Polo Ruisk imimehead an báid. All a bhí mi ábharach leis an éireach geirig an san Wig, sag bháil isteach, sinné. Marsin Fargal o Mahona och on the Quinte, Taka ar a báid. Trefi, Polo Quinny. Paul is Shelley Fós, agus an Baltasa. Ik sér go héige go dí ó Brádig. Ó Brádig is Cork Fós le Eileen McCarrick. Eileen Rovaga. Bwyte go ríiste go Brádig. Agus kick sér de chorpaí agus le Eileen McCarrick. An Mahonach a hópaigí. Ein Pauline Vine after mar a cínse.
I think the referee made amends, Paul Connie, that time, because he got a rather easy free on that occasion, whereas there was one given against him in the last.
Padraig O'Mahony an bhfuilteteach ag siúd agus fára histig ag get más de búsca a chadrahíireacht ó más. Mar sin deis ige Padraig O'Mahony ag gait sin bhfuilteach a lá slí. Anna Clemúge fergal ó Pistolach, Anna Chosanta Yanna ag fergal da bhío, bhfuilteach ag gydí Rónana golachta, ag dhéir ag bhfuilteach a lá slí gydí Polmach an Mara. Paul agus bhfuil céiméid Piscéméisi, sin fóide ag an Montoya.
Marvellous feeding once again by Fergal Costello. Even though he played in the forwards in the last few occasions, he's shown he's a great defender and he has two marvellous catches. Once again, Mayo can thank goalkeeper Barry Heffernan because, like in the semi-final and in the first half, he saved them again with another miraculous save. Very courageous goalkeeper. Here again, beautiful effort again by the Cork forwards, the way they combine. Then great shot, and look how far the goalkeeper was off his line. Wonderful goalkeeping by Barry Heffernan.
Marsin an Montoya, Maso Cavail, Stigenson, agus Portleish, a chor, Vara o Heffernan, an Havail, Fad Dientige, Emid Paddy, Colin Stigenson, and Akile Farnas Birkaway, agus Nader Kata, and Agin issue the Nup, Schnee Martino Karnig, Trainali, Vio, and son, agus Imnich, when you're the whole body, Vara o Heffernan.
Paddy Cullen would certainly admire that save and the courage shown by goalkeeper Barry Heffernan.
Agus fydyn na mi y tachtanish agus Colmore Ruitt, Derterlin, na beshe shoot, I gimmert, agus yn full body and son, agus Makilig, agus Obiagain, agus Iert Ilig, Edianov, Ishli Ishtach, gedi Parker Croke, agus Giela Bully Anna Raumerot, Maso Dudenson, Bully Anna Raumer, agus Demo He, Nabig, Colmore Ruitt, I gimmert, agus ni Fistuin, Hevik, I gimmert, Colin, ach, Jetzood, y tachtastach, Inish, agus fáilte an dawn a charónpa ach a nimmert edal eigen sagus Padraig O'Mahony tí kick séir a hógan a chorpig agus disige Colin a heimsú agus pasan dianta ag Padraig O'Mahony and tíú Colin ag Padraig.
Another great point, and I think if Cork are to win this final, a lot of the credit must go to Pat O'Mahony for his free taking.
Marsin, Colin a bhain, Paras Boyd ag chorpig a láhar na huide. Kim Inish Gwilton var O'Mahony himach gydyn gwini agus pibin o harachdain tak a hysdech a lás lís yn un a lantasach agus Chilton o Chefonig himach gydyn gwini Clay agus Shahid Corpig yn o'n sy'n rys yn echdysdech yn son Sean de Barrowyd gyda bachta o Glewin ach sar a hysdig ag Sean McSharrig Shahid Brian o Morachw and a chosan toed Brian I'll walk for the wing. Agus Anna Clemú, son again on the Vegas Dishinish. They get Cork give me all avoid it. Guy, why she call well reached Anna Havoil Dienta of Vasco Sullivan against Barrow Heffernan. Anna whole boy there, Barrow Heffernan.
Another incredible save by the goalkeeper.
Shahe Padraig O'Mahony, Agus Colin, Anna Yasso Padraig and Caro Colin Wiggino.
Certainly the star of this final is Barry Heffernan, the Cork goalkeeper. The Mayo goalkeeper, I should say.
Marsin, Padraig O'Mahony, agus Cole Curra in the form again.
That should certainly give great encouragement, that save, to his teammates. And now if they're capable of fighting back, they should be able to do it.
Cole Boyd, Lara O'Heffernan, well to get us again. You need Polo Pinnick. Mayo, Colchan, Dediganish, Kian and a Haunta, and the other Gamagadisa. I guess kick said no, he get Tahi the Booster.
There is the danger at this stage now that Mayo might keep trying for goals instead of taking their points, but there's plenty of time left for them if they're to take their points.
He get boosted up, went to the Hishel again. Not a Higgin Cleavy no the. Went to Mahaga Cleavy, Biddy, and son Biddy could out back Cola. I'll drop out of wig. Can not omit a stick, it wasn't the way over. Can I guess Sean de Barod, Lekele. I guess hit Tevline, the Rio. Martino Carnegetson, I guess aim near, but Eden. Hulkan Derek, I guess simply Eno Matia Corker. Can omit a stick. Snackaloshley, Shahid Mayo. I guess Mayo and Baltasar, Leo Ilkin. Aha. Buckaligan Multor, Leo Ilkin, Mariel Erin Willishin.
Mayo and hard luck there because the final pass in a good movement was just inches wide of its mark.
Lord Calahoy, I guess Rusta. Rusta Higgin. Rusta Higgin doing it at the Shane here, I guess Rutaha, Augustin Ayaraka. Wachen en Brauchen, Bord gekropen in zijn nieuw. En nog weer aan de tijd en nog weer de reached. En nog waalig Michal McGowan. Michal McGowan, dat is wel te maken is bij die Ronan en Golochte kapitein bij Owen. Hij heeft gescoord, Pauline Tastal, we hebben die opbradig. En dan is die Golochte.
Absolutely fantastic goal and a great movement really, and one has to ask, why was Ronan Goulding left so loose? No defender near him when he got the ball. Marvellous goal. This is the type of football that Goulding is capable of playing. A great passing movement, takes the return pass, and then marvellous shot. Now, I said in the first half that he had a rather poor first half, but certainly has opened up in the second and he has led his team in fantastic style, and that was a marvellous goal. And here come Mayo again.
Agus Shahid, Dahi de Burkham, we own it, agus Grace the shoulder to video Brodick, and Tunadib, or Ronan Goloch the foot of Cole of Aisha Colleen, Nivai.
Very hard luck on that occasion again.
Washin, Shah
he has thundered into this game really after a very, very tame first half, but now he's making his mark.
Nómat agus fihe immer me hen, mei nómat í fóca, an chluhe idir ráceal na mea. Gan má gáine atranis, iad gopid roble chéle. Mei gúlíní on daev. Agus coidheg na gúihe ige cortcuig, ach tachtar eis diantig mei ó, hemar ginidar, e gwyni chil taras, a chluhe lecianis, vidar rausar fat sa tarnale. Ach Shahe padrig o hegarstig da cortcuig. Agus kick tevline da cortcuig. Agus fydyn na mi yn son, Brian de Stafford, agus iad fiachant y glwhe yn so, agus Bernard O'Flynn leheslish, ach yn ymwrt y dolar aig. Agus parele, nôr dyr yn un, ar ochwn pen dwy'n, agus chof ratige, agus meddwl am cwnnw sy'n chwysio nôrde, ach a ceist ystach dwi, ach cwnnw sy'n chwysio nŵas. Shahid Brian Omar Chou, went to Stachage Shoot, agus the reach to Paul McNamara. Loich Wio, then all Loichra, went to Hofach again, Podigo Mahona. Agus Shahid the Corpig, agus Sean de Barod, chance again Sean, and Colleen all the Corpig, had the Yanashe, Sean de Barod, agus Colleen again, and then Lena Goran, Vidas, and Council.
Yes, a good run by Sean Barrett and a good score. He had the presence of mind to fist the ball over the bar, but Mayo were unlucky because they had the ball almost cleared when it just slipped from the grasp of one of their defenders.
Colleen aan de hoogte, beter in Council, Sean de Barod, agus Corpig, Corach en Keen, en a Huidige. Marschen, Trish, en Hulchen, a Fuid Mayo, niet hier de Heinige Dieder, of heeft de scorene, ach Corpig, Sean de Barod, agus en Moyer en Son, agus Corpig, in een onzee. Ach, Sarah en Son. agus bhfuilte ma inis go dtí Pádraig Ó Héagartaigh. Más de búsca, nó Sean McSharrig, da bhío, agus Calais Dinted, Sean McSharrig. Ó, drohiaracht an Baltasan, drohiaracht ó Sean McSharrig, agus kicktaibh lína de Chorcaigh. Bhí an omar a chú, anna dí eile fós sa techt ar a báid de Chorcaigh. Stoilm gur bé Sean de Baróid ha imihead an báid agus go bhfuil takathe ar a báid go bhfuil Damien O'Neill. Damien O'Neill takathe ar a báid de Chorcaigh ach seo Pádraig Ó Héagartaigh an me sé crín a róhan níveig. Damien O'Neill takathe ar a báid agus a harú dianta ag a Chorcaigh mar sin ó down 3 Damien. Gimmert stig sa chuine más de búsca. Agus anna díile da bhío béidir tí techt ar a báid cahal macadíise háil ar a daimhlíne ach an immert dul a raig an so agus Chorcaigh ar an ón saí seansaige Marco Sullivan Marco mechtaisteach agus well ní me histeach go fóil Paul Bachan mara agus me hisir dá rím siúd reint an án san le Mayo gur duineach a count of a half-oiled and Baltasar.
Pat Hegarty, the midfielder, is doing marvellous work for Cork at the moment. He's catching the kicks out at midfield and then he's going forward, and unlucky there with that effort, as was the centre forward.
Agus Sinead Cahal Macadíise attacked the board, the VO.
I think both teams are pulling out all the stops now. They're bringing in their substitutes and doing everything to pull this game out of the bag.
Shahe Pádraig Ó Mahona, and I don't let Pádraig, Hocholín, Paraspáid, a Húrstairen. Ik koek verder staat, gooi weer goeie. Hele Colini gedisa. Averdien bug bieder, het heeft een live edition. Iets hostelijke ganzen. Kedi nomatig, is Averdien den de huis, Hokke. Colini wijn, Paraspoid, ik Chorcaigh. Chorcaigh voig het voor jou, Schasko heen, maar jou voig haar nasher, Schachtau heen. Agus seo an siú báta go bhfuil na fórne a bhla le chéile sa chréibh ceannis agus anna dhearachtan san ó Joseph ó Caivánnig, Joseph an countan churamú ag a Joseph.
Possession is vital for Mayo. They're not able to get possession from the kicks out at the moment, and if they could get possession, I feel they're capable of getting an equaliser, but midfield just not able to get possession for them at the moment.
Barrow Heifer 9 go bhfuil in Redson. Tá bháiltí maithe dianta nuige na bhío agus dar nó ceanna bháin i dheallraige bheith sa bháiltaige go síistechaid. Anna bhreamú Baltasan ige Paul Bachan mara ach sára hensaige bliana mar a chó me i drón taobh líne, kick taobh líne na bhío. Cargal ó Pistolo. Mianach caidan so chairid seanta go dhéad fara. Wilteach go dtí lápáidce mí hallmach gaun. Mayo níos agus siad bóid an cholín sin beidir. Anthony O'Ilkin, seo Anthony. I dtíar go tlí ghéanam isteach, é sin dianta go deasaige. Amachchan son, go dtí Macadíise. Seo O'Neill. O'Neill isteach a John Cole agus Anna Colleen against Kevin O'Neill.
A wonderful effort by Kevin O'Neill, and Mayo forwards are keeping their heads now. They're playing the ball around, and then O'Neill finished it off with a marvellous shot from a very acute angle.
Sheeno with the Falker, the Fognet, post goal. Kevin O'Neill. A bhuiid an Council, the Hidden post goal rate, Shaharishte. Well, to get Clouton, Sonagagas, I know the cousin Tony, the lady team played. Mashin. Degolini on Dale, Hena Shaft on Dale. Nieslu, not Sheeno with the Falker.
The Mayo forwards are more dangerous at the moment if they can get the possession.
Pini no deed agus amachgani Lord Pádraig count an hocht at fadda achna ó Cloyn. Dar a week crave na heden there. Lost it na fachna on Skiberin. Agus kick sair tochtach the Chorcaigh beidir na he count tochtach a samach. I know with Pádraig. With Glenna Ketog get high goal inch. Stach gani Pádraig Ó Héagartaigh. Chorcaigh gwishach do hu gadasanish fin bar Ó Mahona stach John Howell. Ach roada it heeft de live edition. Roada it heeft de live edition.
a little bit of uncertainty there between the umpires. They tended to look at one another for directions, but they have decided, however, after hesitating, that it was wide.
Kick, hier hoogte, hier kunnen we nog finish. Baro heffer. Maak midderstik, channel midderstik. Leeg passend to Mayo. Wel je hadden hem kunnen wat jij mee gecounted, kom hier lichten op het column, ja. Zie je zo brodig. Aga shahe, die nummer 2. Shot wel Peronik, chance to shoot. Have the chance again, Lena Kitoy, Gishtaha John, oh, Leonard Colleen, and a hawk, the other shows of Kevani. A Benin Colleen, a Wahiga Flutter, no, the big Mayo Harnash.
Marvellous point by Joe Kavanagh. Up to now, he was directing operations and passing the ball around, but he has shown that he's a good man to take a score also. Great point.
And Lonta Sachanson, oh, Renahinimo, I guess, oh, Colleen, passed again, Counson, Fear Hawk, the Nila Leno with Hawker, Kevo Higgins Lahissa. Mayo, Colleen, Pendedi. Yet a Jerry Dollar in on sea, yet in on sea. Damn Higgadas again, Basto Piloin. Kick what order of Anor. Shahid Pivin O'Neill, where the Colleen O'Kane of Doyle. I guess Kalish did that Pivin. Focusing kicks the topic, the dear. Stacha Joe, Wahi de Boka, Wahi Lay Megas. And a Hossin Tahian of a Cork big Foley. Shahe Oilkin, Anthony Oilkin, a Macbary Ronan O'Golochta. Ronan, Eridalov. Eridalov the foul, it is Kenny Ronan.
Certainly, I thought Mayo deserved a free there. I thought the Mayo forward had been fouled long before that.
Lanomet, they pushed Dinomet if it Emmer Mehe. A Corking, Colleen, Quinteen. A Shaftgrave, Ella Aiden, Whittaker. And Raisha the Staff, the partner height, Kintinish. Why Yeri to her. Dolgri nog toe count, maar denk je die moet je ook eens keren als je het zo dat post scoren je het voor als een keer uit. Ik zie hem dus niet over die 30 gaat, Paul Martin Mara. En hij ook neem je ook, zo heel geharmo. Shahid, in een onzee. Olo Pinnik, wordt de sterke geschoten. Weer nog korter aan de hartweg. Allah passende. Ik ga daar aan de heger, aan de Lloyd. Cork in the shed and only Marco Sullivan and a happy father after Stahan, Vaisha Colleen and Marco Sullivan, Colleen the Cork in a small Colleen for a spoiling in Cork. Far all trust the nation.
A marvellous run by Marco Sullivan. He shows great pace. He got onto the break very, very fast and cut straight through in Greg Blaney fashion.
I got a stolen for William has a boating a Cork, ain't no material to hit Billy Emmermehe. Session, Marat Gadoig and Moltois, on Brescia. Nomad Billy Bishop Hannah Hennigal. Mayo, Ruinish. Shahe, Omiderstig, and Omiderstig. I guess Edieric Machtlish in Uagas and Aner. Went to Harnashig, I guess Corping, the other not all Lord of Winnie, Riharash to her. Eni Machtagafta, Marco Sullivan, and Vaishen, Trio Colleen Doyle. Stakajo, Emma the Carno, I guess, well, and Ta and Son, Lemayo. I know what you're going to hit Emmer and Mehe. O'Brodick. Pivin O'Neill. Oh, beyond Balkas and Leon Miller took a down the ship. The ship tapping a Rohin, big, Shinner and out, and beyond Darragan Sunlish. Down the ship. So no indeed. Again, I did not know Pivin O'Neill.
Hard luck on Kenneth Mortimer there because he has dominated in defence and now he's coming up to try and lend a hand to attack, but he just slipped at the vital moment there and a great chance went astray.
I know what you're going to hit it. Get a second to the Dahad Emmer, Mehis Tardala. I got a Roholin, Paras Boy, Iga Corpig. I guess Iad, Ediran, Ertin, Tohto Town. A walked it, Mother. Wahid Mayo, Pool on a happy. Agashine, Fred Maiden, Woodse, Iga Corpig, Aline Macari, and son, and Captain, Sophie, Renahinimo, Haravet, Logoidach, Pogadachas, and down a Yan of Lake Elica, remade and down here, a gear 5 Aiden Whittaker, on Lane, Nadia, Cocktail Hand, on Cocktail Count at Pad, Whitaker le Ocholín Mayo. Agus Cadid féidir a Rámar Jallar Mayo. Státas Bontas Ruhas a Carmela ach ní raibh táileha I drídim leis na dómatí tearnacha.
I think the changes that Cork made in their full forward line in the last quarter won the game for them, and Mark O'Sullivan at centre forward really came into the game then to swing it in their favour. But certainly tough luck on Mayo because they tried very hard, and with a bit of luck they might be there or thereabouts.
So then a fabulous win for Cork's minor footballers, their first title since 1981, but in just the same way as it was fabulous for them, well, heartbreaking for Mayo. 2 points down at half-time. They made a tremendous fight of it in the second half, but 2 points down again at the end. And I think if any of those Mayo players deserved an All-Ireland medal, it had to be goalkeeper Barry Heffernan. What did your panel think of it? Well, I'm sure Jimmy, Barry Murphy, you were happy to say the least of it anyway.
I was. Sorry for Mayo. They made a great fight of it, as you said, but Cork deserved it overall. I think their forwards were a bit more polished than Mayo, and as you said yourself, the Mayo keeper was unbelievable. He kept them in the game when I think only for him Cork would have been well out of sight.
Brian, exactly that, Brian McAniff. I think the great saves made by the Mayo goalkeeper hid the fact that defensively they were caught out on more than one occasion.
We were quite fortunate that the goalkeeper Heffernan was on his game, but in saying that, I felt in the second half that Mayo picked up their game, had to play the sort of ball into the full forward line in the first half that, as they did in the second half. They might have troubled that Cork defence a lot more. But in saying that, I would have to say over the 60 minutes Cork were a better side.
They were indeed, but nobody could fault Mayo for effort, and they certainly put everything into it in that second half.
It's very fine goal from the captain, Roland Golding. It's as good a goal as I've seen in Croke Park for some time. Not only did he take the ball on the run, but he finished it as well.
Well, Brian, it's the Cork captain, Alan McCarthy, who will receive the cup, and that's about to take place right now.
Hílse, útar an a héir, an sog a fóil, mar tugal sé an power dúdan sa, leis an gaelge, an áda an sa. Is binnig ag closta dina rá, náfil sa rúf an amáníag mar chléthe. Ach is binnig der na dina céine, go bhfuil an fel imethe chun dulis. Ní géile min éagar lo son. Mar is dólum ná céimean sibse ach an irid, a chunig na chluichí úntacha sa imlíana. Sibse a chunig an tespáanta sprá ó bhí an úraí, Mayo agus Corcaí an saibáach a Croke inó. Thug an dá iarn cluiche fáil dúin ina raibh gach skill agus gach tré den fel le fiscin jaus. Tá bhíon bhuíoch dóibh a réir. Bhí an dá púlbáre, an beth púlbáre go hónta go deo. Trés líam ó chrí, trés líam leis na búitó.
Is more long not captain on Concho Glocka, the Fernley or Cocky. Boyle Wakers of Royal the Glocka, a Corey Winger in the Blainer. First, I like the night the players who put in fair step for the well lads. Our selectors, Charlie McLaughlin, Neil Ingley, Pat Donovan, John Holland, Father McCarthy. Our joint course trainers, Amy Ryan and Father McCarthy. I'd like to thank our parents for the encouragement they gave us leading up to the final. The Cork County Board and our county sponsor, Ferris Day. Finally, I'd like to thank Mayo for a great game of football, and I give 3 cheers for Mayo. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! For Marwood!
So Alan McCarthy, the Cork captain, I suspect one of the characters of Cork football down there, and I'm sure they're all delighted with him down in Nemo Rangers, who'll be bringing the cup back in triumph to the banks of the Lee tomorrow night. 1-9-2-1-7 the final score in the minor match. What will be the final score in this senior game? Well, it's a game that I think we're all looking forward to with great anticipation indeed. Can Meath reward themselves for what has been an outstanding season for them? Or will that cup go not only to Down but to the north for the first time since 1968? The next 2 hours will tell the story, and the story will be told here on RTE.